Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our live. We've got a lot to cover today. I'm so happy to see so many of you who've tuned in early. And I'm going to ask where you're all watching from, but we've got a lot to talk about. Our $5,000 grant finalists, how you can win $200 grants for voting for the finalists, the 10K, a new 10K grant, a 25K grant deadline that's coming up, and our $1,000 grants for next week. So there's a lot of grants to talk about today. Plus, big EIDL news. You may have seen the video I posted yesterday on EIDL collections and when the SBA is deciding not to pursue collections. That's a big update. 50,000 people have already watched that video from yesterday. But as always, thanks for tuning in. We're here every Tuesday, and I really appreciate everyone who shows up early. Like this video and tell me where you're watching from. I see Oregon, Colorado, Texas, Pennsylvania. Who else is here today? A lot of familiar faces. Put down your city and state. So I always say that too, because our team looks for grants in specific states. For example, there's some Hawaii news I'll talk about. There's a Texas grant program that's closing this Friday, actually, for folks in Texas, and a lot of state level and local level grants and opportunities that I don't always talk about live because our audience is across the U.S., but we often list them here on the Skip dashboard. So let me scan the comments here. We've got Pennsylvania, California, Florida, New York, New Jersey, North Carolina. I'd love to see someone from every single state here today. So let me start with the first PSA, which is our $1,000 Skip grants. We are picking winners live like we do every single week on Halloween next Tuesday, the 31st. So I may be in costume for that. You need to enter by Monday. If you haven't entered, you probably have because you're here right now. But if you haven't, helloskip.com/1K, or just go right here and click I'm interested. And boom, you're entered to win $1,000. That's for October. We're doing November grants. And the first time I'm saying this, we're going to do another large grant to end the year. Might announce that next week or the week after. Of course, everyone who subscribed will find out first. So we have picked the $5,000 grant finalists. If you don't know, you can go to helloskip.com/5K. See who the finalists are. I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you who've entered. It was really incredible. Just incredible interest. You all put down great answers as to what you would use the funding for if you won 5K. So hopefully you can use that answer for our future grants, for other grants as well. So just want to say a thank you to all of you who entered. So if you want to see who the 10 finalists are, there's voting through Friday. You can vote. And everyone who votes, choose, you can take a look at their posts or their videos here if it's not you. And everyone who votes has a shot at winning a $200 grant. That's going to be announced next week too. So just for voting, our goal is to get the word out, obviously inspire more entrepreneurs to apply for funding, to apply for grants. It's about awareness. So much of being a business owner, getting funding is about knowledge and awareness. So that's our mission. So just by voting, you choosing to vote, you can have a shot at winning $200. We'll give out two $200 grants at least next week. And since Jason brought this up here, thanks, Jason. I have to say the Skip AI is the bomb. I used it for my grant questions. What a big difference. Everyone should check it out. I'm destined to win a grant now. Thank you, Jason. This is indeed a game changer. I don't want to harp on it too much today because I want to talk about grants and new grants. But yeah, huge shout out to our team and everyone. I mean, basically on the Grants Vault here on the Skip dashboard. It's only on the web dashboard right now, but it will be on the app soon. It's in development now based on a lot of your feedback. You click Help Me Rewrite. For example, how do you help customers with your product or service? We provide pastries for the community. Generate draft. Just to say, you put in 5 words and AI comes back with something really interesting, inspirational, something that is already based on the information that Skip knows about you. So Jason and anyone else, if you have feedback on it and if you're using it, you want to share feedback, let us know. You can always email tips@helloskip.com. We're continuing to improve this algorithm, but 100%, this is probably the most impactful feature we've ever released. We've got some other big things coming as well. Now there's no excuse to churn out grants and just improve the quality of your grant applications. Okay. JB, I like Skip. Just seems like the grant chose profit-producing businesses as opposed to businesses that need the most help. It was random. We did not discriminate on what type of business someone was or what stage of business they were at. It's just kind of how it happened. But JB, definitely hear you. Maybe in the future we can do grants more intentionally geared towards early stage, very early stage. But one of the things I like is that we'll keep grants open to everyone. We don't care. We don't say 2 years in business or just new. We'll say, if you're an entrepreneur, you identify as an entrepreneur, you have a shot at winning. But fair point. Obviously, our goal is always to do more and more grants. Okay. So yeah, go check out the Grants Vault AI. Let me talk about this. Of course, this is where you are right now, live, Tuesday, October 17th. I've told you how to go vote for the 5K grant finalists. helloskip.com/5K. Go vote, have a shot at winning $200. I told you about our $1,000 grants. I've got 2 more grants to tell you about, a 10K and a 25K grant. But let me talk about this right here on the EIDL update. Okay, I'm going to switch gears very briefly on the EIDL update. I'm doing a webinar tomorrow, same time, if you want to go more in depth. If you are one of the 4 million folks who took an EIDL loan, we're talking about $500 billion given to 4 million individuals. 3 million of those loans were under $100,000. Earlier this year, the SBA said that they were not going to pursue collections if you didn't, if you were under 100K, one of those 3 million under 100K, and weren't able to pay. They were not going to pursue collections. There's still consequences, a lot of other things that'll still affect your credit. And if you're a sole proprietor, of course, it's going to affect you as well if you don't have a legal entity to back you up. But they said they're not going to pursue collections. Now, there's an Inspector General report 2 weeks ago that challenged a lot of that, and there's going to be some changes there. So I went into that in depth in the video. So if you are an EIDL borrower, especially 100K or less, or maybe you're just above 100K, still be relevant for you. Highly encourage you to either tune in tomorrow or go watch this video that I posted yesterday. Okay, and maybe I can answer a few questions on that, but I want to point that out because it's such a big deal for folks. So in terms of grants, just to say that next Tuesday, hopefully you will join and you'll be subscribed and you'll tell someone about it, because we're announcing a 5K winner. We're picking 2 $1,000 grant winners. We're picking 2 $200 grant winners. So there's going to be 5 winners announced next Tuesday. And you have control over if you're entered or not. And there'll probably be more grants as well. So Stacy, you made it. You're one of the finalists. Which one were you? Would love to hear. Let's pull up I should announce the finalists. We've got C3 Cake Designs. I think they're actually, I forget where they're based. Onks and Gold, Rozzy Fitness. I think that's in Massachusetts. Tutu Fashion back in on the West Coast in Oakland. Fearless Educator, Jilly's Music Room, School World Entertainment, Couture Galore, Gigi's New Orleans Snowballs in New Orleans, and Lady Fire. Okay, Stacy, you made it to the live. You weren't one of the finalists. It confused me for a second. Okay. Welcome, and Faith as well, and everyone else who's a regular. I see you all. Okay, if you didn't notice this, we just added a new grant right here since I've been live with you all. There's a new grant for Southern California. Like I said at the top, we'll be adding in a few local grants as well. So this is $4,000 grants for diverse-led businesses in Southern California. I know we've got a few folks from California here, and Virginia, Florida, upstate New York, even in Buffalo. Okay, there's a new grant here, the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready Grant. Verizon grant is back. How many of you watching applied for this grant last year? I think it was several thousand from Skip applied for this. You know, we love these grants because Verizon has money. How much do they take? If you're a Verizon customer, I am. You pay them every month. So, and you always wonder, what are you paying for? But yeah, the least they can do is give out more grants to entrepreneurs and small businesses. And they're doing it again. It's easy to do. This is, if you recall, this is a grant where you have to do courses. It basically takes 5 minutes to do these courses, 5, 10, 15. It's not a bad resource if you want to go in depth and see their business resource center. I'll be doing a video on this soon, but if you want to get a head start, this one is due in December. I just want to flag this for you today. As you know, if you are interested, all you have to do is click go to application, and on the grants vault here, you can see the couple questions. And again, use AI to very quickly do it. So should be quick and informative for you. All right. Shout out to Oklahoma and South Carolina, 2 new states. Okay. Bianca asked a good question on technical piece of the grants we give out. If you win a micro grant, does that make you ineligible for Skip grants for 6 months? No, it's separate. That's a great question. So our $1,000 grants, which you can enter on the app, on the Skip app, or on the dashboard, link with our database. These micro grants are more, for fun on the live here for folks that are live, and it's separate. So they're separate pots of money, so to speak. But good question, Bianca. And Ones, who wants money? That's a great question. So yeah, leave a comment here. And Couture Galore, congrats on being a finalist as well. I'll give you. I wonder if anyone else who's a finalist is here as well. But you can lobby if you want. You want to get the Skip community to support you. So far, I will say it's a close race. We've got 4 more days left. All right. There we go. Just scanning the comments here. Okay, yes, there you go. You're doing the lobbying here. And will we ever have a $5,000 grant giveaway again? Faith, good question. Yes. We are going to do a big one to the end of the year. TBD on the amount. But because this was so positive, this 5K grant, we're going to do it again. Probably that amount, maybe more. Depends on a few things that are still in the works. In terms of upcoming deadlines for grants, I want to mention this. You can always go to Fundings Due Soon. The Start Her grant, this is the one that's for Texas women-owned businesses or women entrepreneurs. $5,000 grants due this Friday. Number 1. Number 2, next Monday, the Crescendo Con TikTok grant, 5K grants for Latinx small business owners. And that's nationwide. So if you're a Latinx business or entrepreneur, you know someone that's due Monday. And that's a fairly straightforward grant. So those are 2 ones due Friday, Monday, and then next Friday. Of course, we'll see you all before then anyway, back on our live next Tuesday. The Small Business Growth Fund. Oh, I'm getting my dates mixed up too, because we're picking grant winners in 2 weeks on Halloween. All right. October feels like it's going by quicker. The Small Business Growth Fund is due next Friday, 5 to 25K grants for for-profit businesses. As always, through Hello Alice, it's always one of the most popular grants that we see. And if you're on Skip and you marked interested, you haven't applied yet, maybe take it 30 minutes today to apply. Same deal. Mark that you're interested. Go to application. You can see the questions right here. And, we import some from the grants vault, and you can answer other ones, again, using AI to make it lickety-split, very easy. And, wish you all the best of luck with this one as well. All right. Where do we go to see on Tuesday the winners, Skip? Okay, so, yes, next Tuesday here, we'll announce the winners and the 5K winner and the $200 winners. Then the following Tuesday on Halloween, it's 2 weeks away, we'll pick $1,000 winners, our October Skip grants. Question from Don: how many people that have won small business grants made that grant turn into something bigger or better? Good question, Don. So if you have an answer to that, if you won a grant and you put it towards something that's magnified your business or helped you grow, leave a comment for the community here. Okay, so we've covered a few upcoming grants. Let me scan some of the other questions here and also point out what else is coming up, because on October 31st, there's 2 grants that are due as well. So far, in fact, we may see a few more grants that are due between now and the end of October. But this Marketing for Growth grant, $20,000 in-kind grant for marketing services from L Marketing and Events, offering a 3-month $20,000 grant, zero fluff, intensive to help your small business grow. So $20K in kind. You don't get the money, so it's a little confusing there, but they're providing you value for marketing. So if you care about marketing growth, and you go check out L Marketing and consider applying, see if it's worth your time. And there's a few insights here. Again, for all the Skip Plus members, you can see what's required and you can see our take on it as well. Back to, okay, there's a few more that have rolling, like Awesome Grant as well. But the No Grant is the other one that's due on the 31st. Pure Leaf believes no is beautiful. This is for moms, right? So $2,000 grants for mothers who say no to giving up. Must be U.S. based, 18 or over, identify as a mother, and apply by October 31st. All right. So would you be live here on Tuesday to see who wins? We'll be live announcing the winners here on Tuesday. And I just want to say this too. If you're not following us on Instagram yet, go for it. Please do. We're almost at 10,000 followers for one, but also, I often do reels and shorts that I don't do on YouTube here on Instagram and on our TikTok. So shorter videos, both on our Instagram, hello.skip, and our TikTok, which I think is the same as well, hello.skip. You can find us there. So yeah, anyway, we're getting close to the 10K threshold on Instagram. And you can also see a lot of the entries for the 5K competition, which is nice to see. Okay. So those are the handful of grants that are due soon. What else did I want to pull up here today? I'd love to hear as we get into Q4, because this is the first live we've done in Q4. I wasn't around last week or the week before. So how many of you are looking for funding this quarter, and what type of funding? Don asked a good question. if you've won a grant, how have you used it? If you didn't see this video, by the way, it's pretty inspirational. I did a video of past winners. In fact, I'll pull it up here. Past skip grant winners. Really cool to see. We've had hundreds. We've given out over 300K in the past 3 years. And a lot of those folks have shared how they've used the money and how it's helped their business. So would love to hear how many of you have used the funding to grow your business and what you used it for. Okay, that's number one. And also, are you looking for other funding like line of credit or business loan? Yeah, we've seen a lot of approvals for SBA 7A loans recently. And of course, FORA, we've seen a lot of folks get FORA loans recently as well. So anyway, if you're ever looking for funding or you think Q4 is a good time to revisit, maybe it's been a month, maybe it's been 2 months, you just want to give it a shot. I think this is a lot of things I hear are in the back of your mind. You want funding, but you haven't searched in a while. You don't know what's out there, or you gave up. Your credit score was low once and you were denied and you never tried again. So want to encourage you to stick with it. If it's been a month, 60 days, look again. So on our homepage, you can click search funding at the top. As many of you know, of course, I have a lot of test accounts here. And you can see funding that you're eligible for. So anyway, it's you can see the financing and you can also see grants as well. Right. So you can see both loans and grants here, including the Verizon Digital Ready grant. I might do an in-depth video on this soon because I think, again, I forget how much money Verizon gives out, but I think it's substantial. So it's worth pushing it and hoping someone in the skip community, at least one person in the skip community, wins one of these grants, wins one of the Hello Alice grants up to 25K. And that's it. So that's a lot that we went over today. And let me give a quick recap of what's happening here. So in terms of the grants we're giving out, we're picking a 5K winner. You can vote for one this week. helloskip.com/5K. We're announcing the winner next week, and we'll announce just for voting, you have a shot at $200. Okay. So hopefully you all go vote. And then our $1,000 grants, we are picking winners on October 31st on Halloween. I'll probably be in costume. And between now and then, there's 5 other grants that are due this Friday, next Monday, next Friday, then 2 due on the 31st. So just to say good luck to all of you with those grants. EIDL world, and broadly speaking, the SBA world. If you don't know, you can tune in tomorrow. I'm going to talk about these EIDL changes on active collections, what you need to know. It's a big deal. Hope you can join. And since I had it up here, our affiliate program has been growing like crazy. If you know someone who could use grants, who could use funding, you think you like the Skip product or what we do at Skip well enough to tell others, you can just tell them, of course, but you can also share your link and you get credits and potentially cash between $20 and $200 per referred user. I've said this before, we primarily grow by word of mouth. So this was just something to continue to incentivize that, encourage it. But I know many of you who watch here, you have been watching for months, if not years. So huge thank you to all of you. You've told others about Skip in your communities. That's why we're the fastest growing small business support service and platform in the US. Thanks to you. All right. Until tomorrow, hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow, same time, to talk about SBA EIDL. See some of you then, and next Tuesday for our winners. But until then, I don't see any other new questions except Renell's wise words here. Hashtag don't give up. Absolutely. So much of this is we're here every single week to inspire you to keep at it wherever you're at, for grants, for funding, as a new entrepreneur, as a mature business, whatever stage you're at, we're here to help. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, wherever you're watching from. I think we had about 20, 30 states here today. And I'll see you all. So I'll see some of you tomorrow. If not, I'll see all of you next Tuesday when we pick winners. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.